It's a moment in Minnesota history that shocked the world. 8 years ago this week, music icon Prince died of an accidental painkiller overdose at his Paisley Park estate. It was an emotional day for many Minnesotans and those of us who covered his death. Our Reg Chapman and photojournalist Mike Durenberger were the first to arrive on the scene in Chanhassen that day. Reg takes us on the journey he and other veteran journalists went on April 21st, 2016. Right now, the world remembers Minnesota's superstar.
Prince Rogers Nelson was mourned by the world. The Twin Cities turned into a gathering place for Prince's loyal fans. Photojournalist Mike Durenberger and I were the first news team on scene in Chanhassen that fateful day.
We were the only ones there. The streets were still wide open. There was, you couldn't tell anything was happening.
Around the same time, Esme Murphy was in a Carver County courtroom covering a murder trial when she noticed the mood change and Carver County deputies move out.
But I remember being in that courtroom and just suddenly the deputies were running out and their pagers were going off, their radios were going off. I called the station and they said, someone has died at Paisley Park and we think it's Prince. And we want you to go there right away.
Photojournalist Art Phillips was also sent to Chanhassen.
Well, I wasn't necessarily convinced that this is really what was going on. But as I saw traffic and saw that stuff, I'm like, okay, there is something that was going on.
Mike Durenberger and I were the only news crews there when we saw sheriff deputies in tears standing outside the main entrance. Whatever they saw inside was enough to shake them to their core. We were told to move back and learned then it was Prince inside, and he was gone.
You find out, and wow, it then became surreal.
For me, it took a while to kind of take that in.
As the day went on, more and more journalists and people would show up.
Art paused for one moment to snap a picture of the media all lined up outside Paisley Park.
This is a CBS News special report. I'm Don Dahler with an update on a story that broke within the past hour. The death of the singer-songwriter Prince.
Esme and I spoke with fans and neighbors about this tremendous loss. Before going live, I made one phone call to longtime friend and comedian Dave Chappelle. Prince was a mentor and friend to Chappelle. I told him before announcing to the world Prince was gone.
Dozens of people are here in Chanhassen outside of Paisley Park. It's become a healing space for many of Prince's fans. When they heard word that Prince had died at the age of 57, they began coming here.
And then the word spread, and then it became very emotional, and people were sobbing, people were crying.
Esme says focusing on work was what got her through the emotional overload of learning it was Prince dead inside Paisley Park.
What I realized there was how much Prince meant to so many people. And I remember thinking, did he really know that? Did he really understand how much he meant to people?
There's a point where, away from getting the job done, doing that, where you just kind of get to pause and just kind of take it in.
Reg Chapman, WCCO News.
I kind of felt like Art. I remember that day when we heard that, we got the phone call, that I couldn't believe or wrap my head around that he had actually passed away. They were still speculating at that point. And then going there, and just the amount of people from around the world who flew in because they wanted to be there, and he meant so much to them. Yeah. I found that that touching. It was remarkable, touching, sad too. Yeah. Also, time flies. I can't believe it's been 8 years. Yeah. So. Well, time will move on for us as well with more of these moments. That's right. If you want to see more Minnesota moments, or if you'd like to share one of your own, just head over to WCCO.com/75.